What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley and welcome back to another weekly watch list video. In this series, I'm sharing with you the stocks that are at the top of my watch list, and this week we have a lot, so we're going to dive right into it. We're going to start with a quick summary of one of my trades and one of Elon Musk's tweets. Then we're going to dive into the market conditions and we're going to finish off with the entire watch list. If you get any value from this video, remember to click that like and subscribe button, and let's jump right in. Okay, so the trade that I want to talk about this week was Baby Doge. Now, I posted a video of when I bought into it back on June 9th, and on July 1st, just a few days ago, Elon Musk tweeted about it. Now, if you don't know by now, when Elon Musk tweets about a cryptocurrency, it is an automatic good thing, and the price usually goes up, and that is exactly what happened to Baby Doge. As you can see here, it was trading just underneath 10 millionths of a cent, and then as soon as he tweeted, within 10 minutes, so these are 5-minute candles, so within 2 candles or 10 minutes, the price had more than doubled. Elon Musk's tweet doubled the market cap of a cryptocurrency that I think was like worth $300 million. So absolutely amazing, absolutely insane how much power one person has just by going down to Twitter and writing something stupid like Baby Doge do. He can make the price action move like this. But if you got in early enough and you watched my Baby Doge video, you could have got in back down here. Definitely check out that video if you want to see my actual trade and my entry. But we all got in right around here, and now we are doing extremely well thanks to Elon. So cheers to you, Elon. Now let's dive into the market. Let's start talking about stocks and let's see where we're at. Okay, so this is what the NASDAQ looks like right now, and I've pointed this out every single week that I do the watch list, and it's super important because this week we saw a massive continuation of this bullish trend here. We have broken through previous resistance, and the NASDAQ closed at an all-time high on Friday. That is a very good sign for the market. That's a very good sign for the technology industry, and it shows that we have some strength right now. All the people that were flashing YouTube videos and thumbnails about a market crash 2 or 3 months ago when the NASDAQ took a dip, they were dead wrong. We are now at all-time highs just a few months later, and it's the exact same thing with the S&P 500. We closed out Friday at an all-time high. So the NASDAQ, as well as the broadest market index that we have, are both doing extremely well. And then you also have the Dow Jones here, which is now approaching the all-time high rate at 35,000. We're currently at 34,787 points. So we are extremely close to our all-time high on the Dow Jones, and we closed at all-time highs on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 on Friday. That is very good signs. That shows that there is strength in the market. That shows that we are doing extremely well. And over the long run, this is why if you're not going to day trade or swing trade, you should invest in an index fund because you're going to do well over the long run. Now, a couple of things I want to point out. I haven't talked about COVID in the last few weeks, but the Delta variant is starting to pick up a little bit. So here is the UK chart right now. As you can see, it's starting to go up because they are facing some big issues with the Delta variant right now. On top of that, you can also see Russia. So this is Russia's chart, and it almost looks identical. As you can see, they kind of leveled out here just below 10,000 cases per day, but now they're up above 20,000 cases per day, and their high was only 30,000. So they're 2/3 of the way up to their high again, and it's definitely not a good sign. If you're investing in Russia or the UK, make sure you're just aware of what's going on there, especially all of Europe. It kind of feels like they're sort of in the same boat. Now, Bitcoin. This is really big because a lot has happened with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency over the last week. China is basically saying you can no longer mine Bitcoin in China. And so all the big Chinese Bitcoin miners are trying to flood the market and sell all of their equipment. They're getting out of the space. And what that has done is it has actually made it easier to mine Bitcoin. And so what I'm interested in is Canadian and North American based Bitcoin miners. We're going to talk about that in 1 second, because if the price of Bitcoin does go back up, that represents a fantastic opportunity for the companies that are hodling and mining Bitcoin. Now, when we look at earnings, it is a very quiet week. We don't have anything big happening on Monday or Tuesday. We've got WD-40 posting their earnings on Wednesday, and then we have Levi's on Thursdays, and not a whole lot here on Friday. So it's a pretty quiet week with regards to earnings, but like I said, I am interested in some Bitcoin mining stocks. Now, one of the Bitcoin mining companies that I'm a fan of, that I like, that I've done some research on, and I've actually gone and visited their facility is Hut8 Mining. Here's the thumbnail. I'll throw up a little thing in the top right corner. If you want to see what their facility looks like, definitely check out that video. But when you look at the technicals for this company, it's really interesting because they have some support right at this $4 level. It was some previous support and resistance back in 2020. And as you can see, we have come all the way back down to $4 here. However, since then, we're now up by over 50%. We've gone from $4 to $6.31. We've crossed through both of our moving averages. We've got a crossover of the MACD, some increasing volume here, and the RSI is on the way up. And so we've got a couple of things happening with regards to Bitcoin around the world that are kind of making it easier for Hut8 to mine Bitcoin. And then on top of that, they got some new equipment coming in. They've got some new management, and I think they're doing really well. So I've actually bought long-term options in Hut8 Mining. If this stock goes above $7 or $8 in the next year or so, I'm going to do extremely well on it. But I do have a position in Hut8 for the long run. Now, next company I want to talk about here is Revive Therapeutics. And the reason I want to point these guys out is because we have some very, very clear resistance at 50 cents. You can see we tested 50 cents once right here in April, again in May, again in June, again right here at the end of June, and now we are breaking through this 50 cent resistance. We have broke through, and then we have 2 days of green confirmation here. So as of right now, that looks really, really nice. We also broke through on higher volume, across over the MACD. We are now in the overbought zone of our RSI, but if we see momentum continue, I do think it has some room to run, at least up to around 70 cents. So I'm not super concerned about the RSI right now, especially because of the 2 strong green days that we've had since breaking through. I think that's a great sign. Now, next company I want to talk about is Apple. Apple Computers. This is like my favorite company of all time. They have probably the strongest financials you will see in any publicly traded company at the moment. The company does extremely well. We call it the war chest. That's how much cash Apple actually has in the bank right now. And if you look at Apple, they saw some pretty significant resistance right around this 137 level, dating all the way back to September of 2020. Again, right at the end of December 2020, again in February 2021, we tested it. We got kind of close to it here at the end of April, and now we are breaking through that kind of 137 level. I'm expecting us to get up to 145, and if we have enough momentum, I am expecting a breakthrough to all-time highs in Apple. You can see this green little arrow here. I actually took a position in Apple probably 2 or 3 weeks ago in my long-term RRSP portfolio. If you're interested in seeing what trades I'm taking, you can definitely check out my Discord chat though. Then you can trade with me. You can see what I'm looking at, and you can check it out on a daily basis. Now, CloudMD, this is a Canadian company in the kind of telehealth space, and they have some major support and resistance right around $1.60 right here. And then over the last sort of 5 or 6 days, we saw a massive bounce from $1.60 all the way to $2.20. Just a massive move. However, we were unable to break through this level of previous resistance on Friday. So what I am watching for on Monday is whether or not this trend is going to continue, or are we going to get rejected and come back down to $1.80. If this continues, I want to buy in as it continues to move up, and I want to set a stop loss just below this support line right here. So probably $2.18, $2.20. That's going to give me a safety net in case I am wrong. It's going to get me out of the trade early and protect the downside. But if this goes well, I think it has lots of room to run all the way up to $3. Now, next company I want to talk about is Uber. This is a very exciting company, especially as we begin to reopen. I think Uber has a massive opportunity here because people are going to be going out more. They're going to need more rides. They're going to need transportation. And I think it just represents a good company and a great long-term opportunity as long as they can compete with the Tesla taxi cabs that are probably going to be out in a couple of years. So that'll be very interesting. But in the short term, I do think Uber has a great opportunity over the next year. So what I am watching for is a breakthrough of this sort of $50 to $51 level. We had a nice day on Friday, but I'd like to see us break through this sort of previous resistance here over the last basically month. I'd like to see us break through that. I'll buy in on the breakthrough, and then I will sell out when we get to close to $60 here. Just a nice quick little kind of 20% swing trade. That's what I'm looking for with Uber. Now, like I mentioned, if you're interested in seeing when I get in and when I get out of these trades, definitely consider signing up for my Discord chat. That's where I post my trades, my analysis. I'm trying to build a community of traders. It's only $5 per month. I would love to have you there, and the link is in the description. Now, next company that I want to talk about is UpWork. This one is really, really exciting because this is a platform that I use, a platform that I love, a business that I really, really like, and it is approaching its all-time high again at $60 right here. And so what I am watching for, very, very simply, I'm watching for a breakthrough of $60 with momentum. I want us to close above $60. I want to see an increase in volume. And at that point, I will take an entry into the stock and I will put a stop loss just below $60, probably between 57, 58, somewhere in there. That will get me out of the trade early if I am wrong. And if it continues to go up and it sets a new all-time high, I will probably put a trailing stop loss in it. That way it protects my downside and it gives me the upside. Now, next thing I want to talk about is an industry that I haven't talked a lot about on this channel channel before, and that is the airline industry. I do think as long as the world can kind of handle this sort of Delta variant of COVID-19, I do think there's a great opportunity for airlines to grow over the next kind of 6 to 12 months. And so one company I'm pretty interested in is Delta Airlines. Most of the industry is actually moving very similar to this chart right now. So I follow like 5 or 6 companies, and they all have very, very similar chart patterns right now. But Delta Airlines seems to be the one that I could just read, and the levels seem the most sturdy. And so Delta Airlines right here, we saw some resistance at $42 right in December of 2020. After that, we broke through to a high of $52 before coming back down and testing that same $42 level right here at the beginning of March. Back up to $52, back down to like $44 here, back up to $52, back down to $42. And as you can see, it's basically formed a channel where we're trading with this zigzag. Now, over the last 2 months, it hasn't really done too much, but over the last 3 days, it has come back down to $42. And so what I am expecting here is the price over the next kind of couple of weeks is going to go from $42 back up to $52 and probably hit some resistance and then either come back down or break through. Now, what I am looking for here is confirmation on Monday that we are bouncing off 42. I want to buy in on the way up, and I want to basically take profit as soon as we hit resistance around that 50 to 52 mark. Okay, 2 more companies I want to talk about in this video. I told you there was a lot to go through today. Number 1 is Wishpond Technologies. So this one is really exciting. I actually made a kind of analysis video about Wishpond Technologies on my channel. Definitely check that out if you want to know what they do. But one of the main reasons that I really like this company right now is for the last 2 months, the stock has been trading at around $1.40 right here. It has not bounced off. It has not gone below $1.40. It feels like as soon as it hits $1.40, $1.45, people are swooping in and scooping it up. Now, on Friday, we had a really nice day. We actually moved from like $1.49 to $1.57. It was a pretty big move up compared to the last few days. And what I am watching for is I would really like to see this continue. I want to see another green day on Monday and Tuesday, break through our moving averages, break through this trend line, begin a new trend. And if we see that come Monday, Tuesday, that's what I'm going to be buying into because I like the company. I've already done my research. Everything is lined up for this company. Now I'm just waiting for a buying opportunity. Now, the last company here is probably going to be the best company and the company that I am most bullish on. So thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Now, this company is called eToro. The ticker symbol is FTCV. They're currently a SPAC that is acquiring eToro. So when you buy FTCV, you get eToro, which is as of right now a private company, but will be basically merging with the SPAC to become public. Now, the reason I like this company, number 1, they have an amazing platform. It is the best trading platform that is out there that I have tried that I can find. The only problem is it's not available in Canada anymore. So I have used it. I've tried the product. I love the company, good customer service. I like everything about eToro. Now, the other thing that's happening is that Robinhood just filed to go an IPO. I forget what the exact form was, but in about 6 to 12 months, we should see a Robinhood IPO. And what that means is that more and more people are going to be analyzing Robinhood. They're going to be looking for competitors, and they're going to be trying to compare Robinhood to those competitors to see what Robinhood is worth. Now, what I really like about that is that I think Robinhood's going to be worth a lot of money. And I think when people start to compare eToro to Robinhood and the different numbers from the companies, I think it is going to drastically increase the valuation of eToro. I think there's a massive opportunity here, and I'm also holding long-term options in eToro. Now, from a technical perspective, we've got some pretty drastic movements here. As you can see, the stock moved from $10 to $15 on some big announcements. It basically did the exact same thing a couple of weeks later, but since then, it's basically been trading sideways. It's been trading a little bit bearishly. We had a nice little pop here, and for the last sort of month, we've been trading kind of sideways. So what I'm watching for is a breakthrough of 1250 here. I'd like to see it break through the highs that were set on Thursday and Friday. And if we see continued momentum, I am going to add to this position. I am very bullish on eToro long term. I want exposure to the industry. And I think as soon as Robinhood IPOs and we see a solid valuation for Robinhood, I think it's going to make eToro look very good as well. Now, my game plan for next week, like I've been saying this entire time, is number 1, cut the losers fast, and number 2 is let the winners run. Find a good trade, find a good stock, let it run as far as you can, and when it starts to turn around, get out of it. Now, the other thing is that tech is very strong right now. If you can find a good tech company that's sold off, probably a growth company, probably a little bit younger company, but if you can find a good company, it's probably taken a hit over the last little while. It might not be near all-time highs. And I think it could be a great opportunity to get into some very good growth stocks for the long term that are still selling at reasonable prices. Next thing here is that the crypto landscape is changing with the new rules and regulations coming out, basically country by country. Things are changing pretty quickly, but as of right now, I'm fairly bullish on the North American crypto mining industry if Bitcoin goes back up. Bitcoin prices are the ultimate sort of X factor for everything else. If Bitcoin falls, everything becomes less valuable. But if Bitcoin goes up, then these mining companies become exponentially more valuable, and there's a fantastic opportunity there. And lastly, I just want to put out a reminder to lock in profits as they come. If you're doing extremely well on a position, trim some of that profit, take it out, and do a good job of managing your portfolio. Managing your portfolio is just as important as which stocks you choose, so make sure you pay some attention to that. Now, lastly, if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about how I trade, what methods I use, what strategies I use, and how I set up my charts, then definitely consider signing up for my Stock Market Fundamentals course. It is completely free, and there's over 9 hours of content that will walk you through step by step everything you need to know to get started trading in the markets. It's hosted on Skillshare, and when you sign up with the link in the description down below, you get 2 weeks of free access to the entire platform. So you can do my course, do any other course you want. Time have been spent watching this course, so I promise you it's well worth the time, it's well worth your investment, and it will be the best free resource that you can find online. Now, just as a disclaimer, do your own due diligence. This is just my opinion. Thank you for watching my watch list till the end, and I sincerely appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck trading, good luck investing. Talk to you soon.